Hello everybody. Today I am starting with the topic of 7M requirement for a business. This is actually a topic which is unique for all the classes. Right? In some smaller classes you will find that it's 4M requirement. Then it is when you move to higher classes it becomes 5M, 6M and 7M. So this is the maximum part where the business requires everything and it is all related to these one of these M's. So the first one is money. Like you as understand, money is what? The finance, right? So money here means that all the monetary requirements, right, will be filled up with the money form. So when you are trying that you do not have money, so what we have to do is, as a business, we have to arrange finance, right? Or you can also say arrange the funds. Now how to arrange? You have to look into so many sources, right? I'm just linking out the things so that you can understand that how is money a factor for the business. So this is the monetary requirement of the business, and for that you have to arrange the funds. And how to arrange funds? You have to look into different sources. For example, it is equity, and you have studied that preference share capital is also a source of finance, along with the debt part. That means you can obviously take loan from banks or even the debentures, right? You can issue the debentures. So this is what, where the money will be the part. Why? Because the money is required as capital, and capital is again of two types, that is long term capital is also required and working capital is also required. Now what is working capital? That is the short term money. So for both the requirements we need to have money. So your main requirement for the business, that is the first requirement, is what? It is money. Now coming to the second one, that is material. Now coming to the material part, if you try to just relate, now what is material? Material is, it can be raw material, right? Because the business is not going to work without any material. So you require raw material for that. And this raw material is actually going to help you out. Why? Because if you have introduced the working capital, right, it is in the form of raw material only. You can understand the word COGS, cost of goods sold, right? So this is going to become a part of the work in progress as well as finished goods and the raw material. So material is what? That all the basic functionality requirements without which we cannot start with production. So this will help you to increase the production. Otherwise what will happen is you will just be bearing the cost of the company and you're not getting anything. So material we have to buy, either it is the short term material or the long term material. That means material can be, obviously there are some materials which we buy in so much bulk that they are reused and it is getting used for a longer period of time, and some materials are like you have to again and again you need to buy them, like the machineries, they require such material which is once just put into the machine and it gets consumed, right? So we require material. And when all this happens, if production increases, obviously it will directly relate to profit. So profit is directly proportional to the material which is purchased, or even if you can say the finished goods which are sold, right? So this was the second point in which you saw that how material becomes an important aspect for the business. Now coming to the third point, that is manpower. Now if you see, manpower is what? The people who are working. It can be the labor, it can also be the staff. As you have seen, staffing is also a process, right? So staffing is that you want to recruit good people. So manpower is what? Bringing people according to their capacities and capabilities, which should obviously match with the goals and objectives of the business. So the labor and staff, they should match with the goals and the objectives. That means they should clearly understand what is the goal of the company, what is it trying to achieve. So the manpower which understands your goals, only then it will be able to make it as a proper, you can say that the business can be successful only if the manpower is actually working with you, right? If they think of their own perspectives, then it will not work. So they have to think how, as an overall performance, right? So the business has to perform overall. It should be a good performance. You can say overall good performance is required from all the people, that is the manpower. Even if it is a small person, that means a person working at a very small job, or the person who is sitting on a higher post, everybody, that means each and every individual has to give his 100%. Then only this manpower requirement will work out and we can actually achieve good profits, right? So good staff will become what? It will prove to be asset of the business. So business obviously does not want that the labor should change, right? So we don't want no labor turnover. We don't want our labor to leave, right? We don't want this. So no labor turnover is required. We want that the people we have hired once, they should work for a longer period of time with us, or you can even say for an infinite period of time. The fourth point is method. Now what is method here? Method means the process, right? How will you make the goods, right? Like you might have seen that if we just take an example of say a shampoo, right? Everybody is preparing the same kind of shampoo, right? It is obviously that you, when you apply it on your head, you feel that there is something soothing on your skin, and your hair are getting clean and it's washing, right? But the method of preparing that shampoo may be different. Now some people, they don't understand parabens and these things. They feel that every shampoo is same, but no, some companies, they work for customer satisfaction, right? So the method by which they are using the raw material, and they are making those shampoos, it can be that they want sulfate free, right? But why? They should not damage your hair, right? Many people don't have this much knowledge, so they will buy any shampoo, everything is same for them. But some people, they feel that some brands give you good quality and other brands don't. Obviously the pricing, due to the pricing policy of the good companies, if they have higher prices, that means their method of production will obviously be different. Like if you have heard of these shampoos like onion shampoo, that means they are using the natural onion or even the organic onion. Now you can understand the difference between organic and inorganic, right? So the process of manufacturing and the mixing of impurities, obviously every business is doing this. You, if you don't know the level of that, that is a point, but otherwise everybody tries to like he wants the profits, right? So he tries to make the customer a fool in one or the other way. So they have an option of doing something wrong with the product. You don't know, you are not sitting in the factory, production is not happening in front of you, right? So the process is to be seen, and how much pure it is, that means the purity and the potency. The goods which are being produced, are they pure, are they potent, and you are using them, that means you are relying on the company. So just don't rely on anything by your closed eyes. You need to have a knowledge about that. And the fifth point here, that is the fifth M, is machinery. Now the process is not going to happen everything manually. You require good machineries, and machineries should be what? They should be according to the latest technology. As you can understand that the technology is what? It's dynamic in nature, right? That means it's ever changing, it's growing and it's changing again and again. So we have to cope up with those technological changes, and we also have to change according to that. Okay, so the machinery is what? You should have machinery, but that should be not obsolete. So no obsolete machinery is required in the business, right? So we want that everything we have should be latest, and it should be you can say that means you should apply your reliability upon that, that it will be used for a longer or an infinite period of time. Nobody buys a machine for 1 or 2 months. Everybody invests in these big machines because they are very costly, and he wants that the long term perspective should be solved. I hope it is clear. If you have any doubts, you can at any time put it in the comment section, right? And please like and share with your friends also if you feel that this is a good topic and you are able to understand. So please try that you share about this and others also watch it. Thank you so much. Now coming to the sixth M, that is management. Now all these things, if they are not pre-planned, it's all going to make haste and waste, right? So you cannot work in a hasty manner. So you have to be very slow and you have to manage things. So here I will write management in the perspective of what? Managing all other M's, right? So the previous M's which you have studied, management is what? Doing proper planning, right? So proper planning is required. Why? So that there is no chaos, right? No chaos, no confusion, because we don't have any space for such chaos and confusion in the business. So what we want is, we want that the business should be working and in a very smooth manner. So here I am adding one more thing, that is functionality needs to be supreme, or you can also say that the functionality should be like that it works out smoothly for the business. Now coming to the last M, that is marketing. Now marketing here is what? That the products need a proper market, and many products are new, they do not have a readily created market. So what we have to work for, that is we have to create a market for many products. What you need to do is create a market for your own product. So if nobody knows about your product, let people be aware about that. You have to take out the awareness campaigns and you need to tell it to other public and mass public that see, this is our product and this is available in the market. So here is what the first thing is, you have to create a market, and when you have created a market, that means you need to take public opinion. Is public liking your product or not? And if they are not satisfied, then what you need to do is you have to improve. That means improvement is required for your product, or whatever there is any deficiency in your product or your service, you need to do improvement. That means working upon feedback. It can also be like this, that working upon feedback, because many people, they collect feedback, right? But they don't do anything with that. The feedback needs to be collected and then somebody needs to work upon them. Thank you so much. This is all for today, and then I'll be making another video, and please like other videos also, and please watch them. You will obviously get some more knowledge with these things. Thank you so much.